Hello everyone. I would like to talk to you today about dowsing rods. Very often people ask why I mostly use pendulums. However, on North American continent, which was surprising to me when I came here, majority of people works with dowsing rods. And I always say, dowsing rods are useful tools when you deal with the problem of searching for something, identifying something. But when you need to deal with this something, which means with your problems, with the issues you work on, dowsing rods cannot bring you solution. Pendulums are the tools which can do research and also work on solutions, especially therapeutic pendulums, which you can of course use because they have wider application than only therapeutic usage. But rods are quite important, especially when we work outside in what I call environmental dowsing. But also in healing, they are very useful tools to, I really want to say diagnosis, however we cannot say it, we cannot use this expression on North American continent, so rather in health assessment, and I will talk about it shortly as well. So generally speaking, in rods, there are two types of those tools. Those which are called two-handed, which means you need two hands to operate. And as simply as they look, they carry within them very complex problem of energy world, about creating a field between them and so on. And that goes back to the work of George Lakowski. So it's really more than, if you understand rods, it is more than having two sticks to work together. Why two, not one? Some people ask, why do we sell a set of two instead of one? Because they just want to move it and one would be enough. Not necessarily. In the online course on dowsing rods, I present more concept and more in-depth concept of why dowsing rods, two-handed dowsing rods, are set by this set of two, or if it's Y rods, then they still you still use two hands to use them. The L rods are the simplest rod, and we make them first of all on ball bearings, therefore they move very easily. However, they also have a witness chamber at the end of it. So if you want to increase the sensitivity of your dowsing, you put a sample of something you search for in the witness chamber, and when you lock it on the top, your dowsing rods become more sensitive to the vibration you are searching for. But also, even if you will not use samples, witnesses, the ends of the rods are a lot heavier now. And when you work outside, where is the wind and other weather factors, they are more steady, more sturdy, and react less to environmental changes. Y rods are also the rods which you use two hands to work with, and they are the oldest version of dowsing rods because they are based on the branch of the tree, and depend on the country when you came from, or your ancestors came from, those are different trees. which are available in our country. In my old country, which is Poland, we use mostly the apple tree branch, just because those trees were very popular there, and are still. But in your country, or country of origin of your ancestors, maybe other trees, but it's always branch of a tree which people were holding as a stick to work with them to find the water. And wire rods, by the way, have also witness chamber at the end. So the most unique of those rods is double wire rod, which covers bigger area. So for people who work on it professionally and they need to do their work faster, double wire rods, which are very, very unique. Nobody makes them really instead of us, except for us, are also available. The other part of the dowsing rods, the different type of dowsing rods, are one-handed dowsing rods. Those are types of the tools which you use having them only in one hand. The biggest group of those is called biotensors. Bio and tension. So they measure the tension of biofield. Biotensors were found and mostly developed by people dedicating their work to healing in Europe. So that would be biotensor, which can move by linear movement and by circular movement. More advanced version than the standard biotensor are adjustable biotensors, with which you can change the length of the rod itself, and because of that you can increase or decrease the sensitivity of it. There are also two-element biotensors. When you have one biotensor which has a circle, which focuses energy better, but you can take it off, which is relatively heavier, and then put here the other rod with the wooden ball. Oops, I'm sorry. It's just very thin, so I have to put it in. With wooden ball, which is lighter, therefore it's easier to work for people who work for longer time. This biotensor also circulates, but the part which has a ring at the back, at the end, is better if you only use it as a bobber, because it has a problem due to the shape. Of course, on the top it has a problem with circulating. So again, you have two options, but also two thickness and to have two different weights of this pendulum. Typical bobber, used by many of you, I'm sure, and very popular for really very basic dowsing. It's not that sensitive tool, but it's easy to use. We also make, and again, this is also unique, biotensor, which you can put in your pocket, in your wallet, in your purse when you travel. So this is mini biotensor, which moves very easily and very fast and works very well for those who travel. Or in the same size, kind of, the rod with silver balls. Instead of having a long rod, we rather put the silver balls at the end, and therefore the metal, which is precious, noble metal, which also have a higher conductivity and higher sensitivity, works very well instead of long rod. Cosmos, very popular among the people on the field of Feng Shui, is really a rod found in 1930s by people who wanted to identify the cosmic vibrations, portals, and so on. Very sensitive because of the shape. That's why, if you remember, all TV antennas had this shape. So this is Cosmos, and kind of a queen of one-handed pendulums, dowsing rods, which is aura meter. Relatively heavy, moving only in linear movement. So, for example, yes and no. Very useful if you want to find something, compatibility with something, or when you work on the maps and so on. As I said, I will talk about it in more details when we will have ready the course of dowsing rods on our online series of courses. But for now, try them. Find the rod which you like the most. Rods can be your good friend when you douse your house for geopathic stress. When you check, for example, if you would like to have your own honey and you want to have a hive, then on your property, then the best location for it would be a crossing of underground channels of energy. So, for example, the crossing of Hartmann grid or Caris grid. Well, then dowsing rods like this will be a lot more useful than pendulums because of lesser sensitivity and because of your focus. So enjoy using dowsing rods, but don't forget about pendulums. I hope I have helped and you will understand more your tools. Please join us and subscribe to our channel if you like it. Tell your friends about us and visit our website www.intuitivedowsing.com. We are also, of course, present on Facebook, so stay tuned.